Hello, and welcome to the video entitled How to Gain Influence as a New Manager. But before all that, a short disclaimer. So all the views in this video are my own and not linked to any organization other than JNF Coaching. And if you can, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. So let's start with the importance of influence. Influence is key to selling an idea to an audience. I understand selling can be a dirty word, but it doesn't have to be. We do that by really taking in consideration what's best for our client, where they're coming from, what they want, right? Before crafting a product or recommendation that we want to present to them. Oops. Sorry about that. And below are examples of influence in action. So let's start with the path to influence. How does one become influential? Let's define it first. Influence is the power to direct the thinking or behavior of others. That's pretty big. So what that means to me is gaining influence will take time and a little bit of effort. So please be patient. In order to discuss how one gets influence, I'm going to flip the script and talk about it from the point of view of a team member, right? Okay, so in order for a manager to gain influence over me, they need to earn my trust and respect. And let's discuss trust first. In order for trust to be there, they need to be consistent and they should offer me a safe space. Consistency means all their actions should always be tied to their values, right? Also, it means that whatever rule they set for me is the rule that they obey themselves, right? How they treat me is how they would treat others. So for me, that's my definition of consistency. Safe space. What that means is I should be allowed to disagree and my thoughts should be heard and considered before making an actual decision. It also means that I can make a mistake and the environment allows me to understand basically that that's just part of the process, right? It's not a punishable offense. It is what it is. It's making a mistake is what guides us to eventually the right decision. And now moving on to respect. As they say, in order to earn respect, you need to give respect. That is done by the manager recognizing my value and my contributions to the team, right? They need to understand that and know what I actually do, right? And why I've earned my place within the team. Next is support. For me, every manager, their main job is to support the team to make sure that they're able to do what they need to do at the best of their abilities. Even though they may not be good at it, they should at least try to do that. And what support do I need? If I'm blocked, remove that blocker. If I lack resources, then fight for it. If I'm unsure, then maybe point me to the right direction, or at least give me some clarity, right? So all these four: consistency, safe space, respect, and support, that will make me stop and give the project manager 5 minutes of my time in order for him to plead his case. And that is the baseline for influence. The top level of influence is for me to look at him when everything is crashing and falling, and for me to look at him and expect, hope for guidance, right? So that's peak influence for me. So now that they've gained influence, which means I'm listening, how can they better sell the concept that they want to sell? First is before crafting that concept, it would be awesome if they really went through the list of priorities of all the team members and consider that and make sure that those are met. Right? For example, what are those priorities? As a stakeholder, it may be the budget, timeline, right? Those are the two main things that they focus on. As for a team member, is the working environment, how I'm being treated. So those need to be considered before making making a recommendation, or whenever we sort of communicate and we want to go to the same path. I need to know that what's good for the project manager or for the project is also good for me. And the next is, how do I do that? Well, when the project manager starts selling or making their case, it would be great if they do it in a way that I understand best. If I am a visual person, then them making or using graphs will be great. If I am a C-suite executive, maybe use bullet points because I don't have the time and I don't need all that detail. If I am a tech person and need to understand the nitty-gritty, make sure that that's provided in order for me to do my job or make the decision that I need to make. And that is influence, right? Hopefully, I was able to express my thoughts. If not, please leave a comment so I could elaborate there. Other things that would greatly help me is to let me know how I could improve these videos and maybe suggest a new topic. And as always, thank you, good luck, and please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Bye.